Hello people, it's Supportive Mom. The topic that I'm going to speak on today, I really just been thinking about it a lot, with so much going on. I said that I had to talk about it in some form or fashion. So on today, I decided to share with you all a few tips on raising young black men. We know that in raising our young black men, we have to give them a few different ways of doing things. We can't just say, okay, you could go out and do this and do that, because I don't care what anybody says. For me as a black mother, raising young black men in America is different, and we have to give them a few tips. So on today, moms, I'm just going to share a few tips with you all that I share with my two sons, raising them. One is 37 and one is 20 or
13 minus 50. 13 minus 50, goddamn, 47.
One is 29, 28, 27. So my sons at this time are 37 and 27. And I would like to say that so far, knock on wood, so far so good. Just thank God that they are alive, that they haven't got shot down by the police, that they really haven't had any trouble with the law. So I want to talk to my black mother on today. First thing we got to remember is you are the parent. You are the parent, mom. It's okay to be a friend. Y'all know I love being friends with my kids. But we got to remember that we are the parent. So on today, I want to talk to my single black mom with a few tips on raising our young black men. And first thing we need to remember, as I said, is you are the parent. You're not their friend. You're not their wife. You're not their girlfriend. Supportive mom, why are you saying that? Something that I've seen so often that happens with young black men. Single black mothers have young black men. And let's say that you're not financially stable, or you just need some help doing different things. And a lot of times, who do we turn to? They turn to that son. Black mothers, we can't do that. We have to raise our young black men and still allow them to be the young men. You can't be putting all this responsibility on them. So let me do this. Let's start and let's let them grow. Single, beautiful, young black mother. We're blessed. We have blessed, handsome, good-looking young black men. And in raising them, we have to give them a few tips and different strategies and teach them differently in order so that they can be successful. What are you talking about? I would like to say, first things first, you got to give these young men some guidance. Don't let anybody tell you it cannot be done. You have got to do it. First thing you're going to do, you're going to be nosy. You're going to ask a lot of questions. When that son brings that bike into the house, you know you didn't buy that bike. You know nobody in the family gave him money to buy that bike. Who bike is that? Don't bring that bike in my house. Who football is that? Don't bring that football in my house. Oh, look, mom, I got a whole lot of money. Where did that money come from? Don't accept. We're not accepting money from our sons. If we know they don't have a job, we're not doing it. You know your son don't have a job. When he turns 14, you're going to start teaching him to make money. He like to wear those Jordan shoes. What you going to do? That lawnmower that you cut in your yard with, you're going to teach him to use it. You're going to teach him to use that edger. You're going to teach him how to earn money. My sons both had jobs when they were 14. I remember my oldest son would go out every weekend. He and a friend, they would take the lawnmower and the gas can, and they would go and cut yards all day Saturday. Teach them to go and earn them where they can cut the yard. They can pull up leaves and different things for the elderly. There's ways they can make money. And today they can go to McDonald's. But teach them to work. That's not only teaching them to earn their own money, but you are also making sure that they have somewhere to spend their quality time. They don't have all this idle time. Because what's going to happen if they work it? When they come home, they've been to school Monday through Friday. So when they come home, what are they doing? They're going to be tired. So they're going to be in the house, right? You don't know where they at. Moms, come on. We know where our kids are at. Your child not round the corner. You don't have no idea where they at. You don't have no idea where they stopped at. You got out of school at 3 o'clock. You need to know how long it take your child to get home from school to get to your house.
Where you been?
I had to go to my friend's house.
I want you in this house before the street lights come on. Do you hear me?
If they running late, you need to be on the phone. I know they got a cell phone. You need to be ringing. Johnny, Bobby, where are you? Where are you? We calling our sons to see where they at. We're not letting our sons roam the streets all types of night. 15 to 18 years old. Your son living in your house. Why is your son out after midnight, after 11 o'clock, let's say he's 18, unattended, without a responsible adult that you trust? Why? Why? Come on, parents. Come on, mamas. Come on, my black mamas. Why is your child out of the house, out o'clock, you don't have any idea where he's at. Then you get a phone call, ring, your child did this, your child done that. No, not my child. Have him in the house. Keep your child in the house. Know where he's at. Supportive mom, you mean to tell me my son can't go out? He can, but you're going to teach him how to go out. I remember when my 37-year-old first turned 16, they had a teenage club. No, he actually was probably about 15, and he wanted to go out to the club. He was 15 or 16. I asked him the name of the club, address for the club, and what did I do? I called. And I said, okay, my son is telling me that you all have a teenage night down there. Is this true? Yes, they gave me the hours. They told me the days. He was allowed to go, but he had to be in the house at 11 o'clock, not at 11:01. And he was always responsible. He was. So that means he had to leave the club, by 10:30, so that he could get home at that time where we was living. So he would always come home on time. So I'm not saying they can't go, but you're going to teach them how to go, and you're going to know where they're at. Other tips in how to go. At this time, my son was driving. He had a 7 to 8 box Chevy. Young black man in Memphis, Tennessee, driving around in a 7 to 8 box Chevy. He had a TV in the roof. That's when they had that. And he had the rims on. But he had a job. I'm not going to tell y'all where his job was because he still worked there. Anyway, long story short, he went there when he was 16, and he's 37, so he's getting ready to retire. This is why you want to teach them to work. When you put your sons in a car, there are certain rules you must give a young black man. When my son would go out, he knew the rules. He had a few friends I remember was Jason, and there was another little boy lived across the street from us named Spike. I told him, you can't ride 4 or 5 people in a car. You can't do that. You're a young black man. You just can't do that, because what's going to happen? They're going to pull you over. You mean to tell me we can't ride down? We just can't. Everybody else can. We want to, but while your son is a teenager, he can't do it. I explained to him why. When he did go out with his friends, he told me he actually still do this sometimes. His friends had to actually stand in my living room, and they had to empty out their pockets. They had to pull them out. They had to pull them out. And I had to look in their pockets. I had to look at their shoes. They'd take their shoes off, and I looked inside their shoes. These are things that I told him, because I told him, if somebody get pulled over in your car and they have something on them, you the driver of that car, they're going to ride you. They're going to charge you. So these are all a few things that we have got to teach our young black men. Have your driver license, have your insurance. I told him when that police officer pull you over, that police officer is correct. Everything he's saying is correct. We know it may not be, but I told him, you are going to respect that police officer. Your hands on the wheel. Yes, sir, officer, why are you pulling me over? I have driver license registration. Would you like for me to get it? It is in the glove department. Is it okay if I reach to get it? You talk to that officer and you walk him through every move that you're going to do. But those are just a few tips you're going to give your son for as driving a car. You're going to talk to your sons because they're going to have their job. You're going to teach them about the importance of good credit as they're growing up. Don't go around messing up your credit. Don't be co-signing for anything. Teach them when they get their job to get a bank account so they won't be y'all past driving back. See all these grown men in liquor stores and check cashing places cashing their check. You don't want your son doing that. You're going to teach your son to open up a bank account. Teach him how to balance his checkbook. Why are you teaching him the importance of good credit? What do young black men like to do? What do all men like? All men like to ride nice cars, dress nice, and live in nice homes. And they want the best one, the prettiest lady. So you're going to teach them, this is how you get it, son. This is what you got to do. If you want to ride that Mercedes-Benz, you got to have good credit. You got to have a job. You got to work for it. You're not climbing through nobody's window. You're not taking anything that don't belong to you. This is what you are teaching your son. And when they're teaching him that, you're not allowing him to do anything that you know he shouldn't be doing, and you're upholding him in it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Trust me, they will end up in a place. My oldest brother ended up, and I'll share that with y'all. Know they did 40 years in the Tennessee State Pen, River Bend. 40 years. We'll talk about that another time. That's why I can talk to y'all about this. Been there, done that, seen it all. One day I need to write a book. That's what I need to do. You're going to teach your son, if he go to pick a girl up and he can blow the horn and she come out. Son, that's not a girl you want to date, because her mother is allowing that. I taught my girls, and this is right here something you can pass on with the boys. Don't know what no boy was allowed to pull up in my driveway and blow, and the girl go run out. Don't no prostitutes live up in here. You come up in my house and you meet me. If you teach your son that, then he'll know this is a bad sign. This is a girl and a family that I don't want to get involved with. I don't even have to meet mom and dad. That's what you're going to teach them. I always told my sons if they was driving at night not to get on the expressway. That way, let's say if they are pulled over by the police or if something happened, if you're on the neighborhood street, more than likely you're going to have other traffic. On the expressway, think about how many times do you stop when you see something. But on a normal neighborhood street, there's more people and you have witnesses. If the car breaks down, you can walk. During my time, you was about a payphone or you're in a neighborhood. Oh, you're going to teach them some morals. We're going to teach them to be truthful. Going to teach them to be dependable. Teach them to treat others the way they want to be treated. We're going to teach them how to treat young ladies, how to respect them, how to date them, how to buy them nice gifts. Remember, you're raising someone that's going to be the head of a home one day. Going to be somebody's father one day, somebody's husband one day. These are the things that we're wanting to teach them. We've been a strong young black men. You're going to teach them how to dress, how to go to dinner, how to open the door for the young lady, how to talk to the young lady. My sisters, we got to do this. If you're single, if you're married, you cannot allow these young men to see a man mistreating you, because that does something to a young man. You're going to put something down in him, going to put an anger in him that you can't deal with. So you're not going to allow that. He's going to see you being treated well, because we can tell him all day long. Children live by example. I don't care. You can sit up there and say you're going to do what I tell you to do. No, a lot of times children are going to do what they see you do. I thank God that I didn't do a lot of things that I saw. But I always had a mind to want better. So we're going to teach our sons by example. I didn't allow my children spending the night everywhere. My children never knew what it was to spend the night anywhere. We had a rule. It was for the girls. A lot of folks do it for the girls, but not for the boys. I just don't trust the way anyone else runs their home. I knew that if my children was at home in my house, under my roof, I knew when I went to bed and closed my eyes, they was in their bedroom alone. So I'm saying that to say this. When your children are at someone else's home, you don't know what they teaching your child. You don't know how everybody else run their house. What go on under your roof may be something totally different than from what goes on under their roof.
Now, I know Willie don't let you smoke in his house, but I'm your Uncle Elroy. I don't give a damn how high you get in mine, as long as you let me hit it.
You need to know whose company your children are in. They might be 17, 18. You don't want anybody introducing them to something. That's why you teaching your children the real life. Don't hide things from them. Teach them all the rules. Teach them when they go out. Yes, there's liquor right there. But if you're going to drink some, if you turn your head away from that drink, throw it out. But I try to teach them not to drink. If you're going to, we hope they don't puff. But if you're going to puff, you're going to teach them we got to. You got to teach them this. There's no need of hiding from them, because the real world is out there. And if you don't teach them all these things, somebody else going to teach it to them, and they may teach it to them wrong. We're going to hope that they don't puff. But if you decide to puff, roll it yourself. That way you know exactly what you're smoking. Don't ever take anything from anybody that somebody else rolled and put it up to your mouth. You don't know what's in. I know people walking around today don't know their hands from their feet. Why? They drank something, turned their head, somebody slipped a Mickey on them, or they smoked something that they didn't roll. My mama used to say, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. We have got to teach our young black men all of these things. It is not your son's job to provide for you. You brought him into the world. His dad don't pay child support. You got to deal with it. That child's job is to go to school, get an education, graduate from high school, go to college. When your child gets his little job, it's not his job to give you his money. If he want to get you a nice Mother's Day gift, that's well and fine. So we're teaching our kids what they need to do, to ride the nice fancy cars, to live in the six-figure homes. They might want to go over there in Chickasaw Garden and get them one of those homes. We're going to teach them what it takes to get over there. It's not impossible. Don't ever tell your children it's impossible. It's not. Son, you can have all of these things, but there's a right way to have it. Our boys don't have to sell drugs. Our sons don't have to do all these negative things that society is trying to tell them they have to do. They don't. They are smart. They are smart, but they need guidance until their brain develops, and then we can say we're raising them up to be successful, happy, strong, young black men. So I hope on today that this video has helped somebody. Y'all know what Supportive Mom wants you to do. Comment down below. Bam! Leave me those comments. Talk to me about your good young black men. Ask me some questions. Y'all know I love to chit chat with y'all. Hugs and kisses to everyone. Let that young black man know who he is and how he can live, how he can have things. Tell him that. Let him know it's not out of his reach. Let him know because your skin, God put you in this beautiful black skin. It's not out of your reach. Tell him that every day. Sweet Pea, love y'all. Raise those young black men to be good, strong, young black men, okay? Because I got 3 daughters out there that might have to marry one of them one day. I love y'all and talk to y'all the next time.
Talk to y'all.
The next